Good morning, welcome to Vinyasa Flow Yoga. I'm Lily, and today we're going to start in our child's pose. So if you come down to kneeling, separate your knees about as wide as your mat, big toes touching, and you might have a cushion or something to rest your head, and you're going to come down, forehead down to the mat, stretching your arms away from you. And to start in the class here, we're going to be here for about a minute, so make yourself comfortable, and if this isn't working for you, then come up to a seat, normal seat. So with your forehead down on your mat, just take a moment, allow the skin of the forehead to relax down into wherever it's in contact with, whether it's the mat or it's a cushion or a block. Try to relax the space at the tops of the thighs. Let your eyes close and take a few deep breaths here. So we're starting today's class in a posture where our head is down, our eyes are closed, and we can really drop our focus internally. So rather than being maybe a bit distracted by external stimulus, what's going on around, what you can hear, what you can see, instead we start by grounding ourselves internally. So maybe take a moment and just ask yourself, how are you feeling in this moment? How are the energy levels? What would you like this practice to be? What would be best for you in this moment? And enjoy taking some deep breaths, maybe the deepest breaths you've taken all day. Release your jaw, relax your face. Take one more big inhale and exhale. And then I want you to just lift your head slightly and put your prop over to one side if you were using one. And then from here, start to walk your hands over towards the right and place the left hand over the top of the right hand for a gentle twist, stretching out the left side of your body. And then we're going to walk the hands over towards the opposite side. So left hand over towards the left and right hand over the top. And then coming back into the center. And from here, you're just going to lift your head and look forwards, and then just start to scoot yourself forwards onto your belly, dropping the hips, coming into your Sphinx Pose. Press the tops of the feet down, and then you might want to wiggle your legs slightly so the top of your foot is on the mat and your thighs are not spinning outwards, they're actually slightly spinning inwards. Press the elbows down and just lift the chest. For those of you this is feeling a little bit too intense for, you might slide the elbows a little bit further away just to decrease the intensity of the back bend. Good, and then just bring your forehead down towards the mat and come onto the tips of the fingers just underneath your, more maybe on the outer edges of your mat. We're going to move through a few baby cobra pulses. So press the top of the feet down, press the hips down. Inhale, press the fingertips down, lift the head. And then exhale, bring the forehead down. Keep going with that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, placing it back down. Keep the legs engaged. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, bring it back down. Good. Place your hands right underneath the shoulders now. And see if you can lift up in one smooth movement into tabletop. Good. You might need to readjust your hands From here, inhale, lift the hips, lift the chest, coming into some cat-cows. Exhale, round the spine. Good, and keep going with that one. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. You might add some extra movement, so maybe circling through the head and the hips a few times. Almost like you're moving your body inside of a barrel. And then switching direction. Just kind of opening the body, warming up really gently, connecting with the breath. And then coming back to all fours. I can take this off now, I'm warming up just a little bit. This morning's quite cold. All right, so coming into back into your tabletop from here, we're going to inhale, extend the right leg back away from us. Try to make sure hips are not tilting open, but top of the foot is pointing down. And then you're going to inhale, extend the left arm. Hold here, create a long line through your body. Take a big inhale, then exhale, touch the elbow to the knee, really round the spine. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, squeeze. One more time, inhale, warming up through the core. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach out. This time, place the lifted hand, the left hand down. Now start to tilt the hips open. This bottom foot, you're going to just swivel it outside the mat slightly as you bring the right foot down. We come into a modified side plank, lifting up your right arm, looking up. Really lift the hips, pressing them up towards the sky. Press down through the bottom hand to lift the chest even higher. We hold here. For those of you who want a little bit more activity in the body, you can lift the right leg. 3, 2, on 1, place the foot down, place the hand down. Come back to tabletop. Good. Okay, let's do that on the other side. So this time, the left leg, yes, is going to extend away from us. Right arm is going to extend. Really reach. This might be where you stay, maybe just holding still for today. Otherwise, you're going to exhale. Find your crunches. 3 rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach out. Right hand comes down. We come into our side plank modification. Lifting up. Holding here, just find your foundations in the posture first. Then once you feel like you've got the balance, you can lift up the left leg, holding here. 3, really press down the places that have contact with the mat. 2, and then on 1, left hand can come down. Left knee can come down. We're back in our tabletop. From our tabletop, it's time to move into our first downward facing dog. Walk your hands just slightly forwards, tuck the toes, and then send the hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog for the first time. You might be bending the knees one by one, just warming up, maybe holding with one knee bent, just breathing into that space. Feels quite tight for me this morning. Just keep going. You might play around with the width of the feet. Maybe you want to go a little bit wider. You might play around with the length of your body, so maybe your feet want to go a little bit further away from your hands. And it's okay if your heels are lifted and not quite on the mat. That is absolutely fine. Your knees might be slightly bent if you've got tighter hamstrings or calves. You might be pressing your chest towards your thighs. Feel an opening through the shoulders. Good, we're going to start to inhale, walk our feet up towards the top of our mat, stepping the feet about as wide as the shoulders, wide as the hips. Bend the knees and let yourself just hang forwards. You can keep the hands on the mat for support, or you could grab opposite elbows, let yourself hang heavily in your ragdoll. Nice soft knees here. And then letting your hands drop down to the mat, bend the knees even more, and slowly, slowly just start to roll all the way up towards standing. Good, and once you get to standing, roll the shoulders back, step the feet, maybe a little bit further towards the top of the mat, maybe big toes touching, maybe not, up to you. Bring the hands to heart center. Slightly lift the chin so you kind of got this parallel angle with the mat. So you're not rounding forwards. And take a moment, close the eyes. Return to your breath. Return to that inner focus that we found right at the beginning of class. We take 2 rounds of our sun salutations, Surya Namaskar A. So blink the eyes open. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms face in towards the center, all palms touch. And then exhale, fold over your legs, coming into Uttanasana. You can bend the knees as much as you need to, especially on these first 2 rounds. Inhale, look forward, press the shins away, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands down, step back into your plank. We're going to hold our plank here for 3 deep breaths. So really round the upper back, push the mat away. 2, energy shooting back through the heels. On 3, you're going to drop the knees, look forward, keep your body in a straight line as you lower all the way down to the mat. On your inhale, lift the chest, press tops of the feet down, baby cobra. And then exhale, shift back into child's pose. Just there for a moment before you tuck the toes and lift into downward facing dog, which we hold for 3 deep breaths. 1. 2. 3, bend the knees, look forwards, take a big step, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, look up halfway, press the shins away, shoulders roll back, and then exhale, fold. Maybe knees bent. Inhale, reach all the way up high, and that was 1 round. We're going to take 1 more, exhale, folding, straight back down. Keep the legs energized as you fold. Inhale, look up halfway, maybe fingertips grazing the ground. And then hands down, step back into plank. Again, let's move through half chaturanga, lower down to the belly. This time, upward facing dog. So hands stay kind of underneath the shoulders, press tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift, and then lift your legs off the mat and pull the chest through the arms for upward facing dog. And then exhale, roll back over the toes, downward facing dog. And we hold. 1. Deep breaths. 2. Belly moving. 3. Shoulders away from ears. 4. On 5, bend the knees, look forwards, take another big step. Up to the top of your mat, look up halfway. And then exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, reach all the way up. Bring the palms together and take them down into heart center. Good, now we're going to step feet together so your big toes are touching and your heels are slightly apart, and then bring the hands by the sides. We move into 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, bend the knees, brush the ground with the fingertips and come into your chair pose. Reach up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, look up halfway. And then exhale, hands down, maybe take a light hop back into your plank. This time maybe chaturanga, so keep the knees lifted, look forward. Shift forward, bend the elbows, straight into upward facing dog, lifting the knees, pulling the chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forwards, step your right foot in between the hands, turn the back heel down, and we come into warrior one, so we reach up. Press the front knee forwards, and then exhale, back down through chaturanga. So step back, lower down, inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your left foot in between the hands. Right heel comes down, we look forwards, we reach up. Good, on the exhale, coming back through our chaturanga. We hold downward facing dog for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4. On 5, you look forwards, you can step or hop to the top. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, coming into your chair pose. Good. Holding here for 3. Bend the knees even more, sit low, lift the chest. 2, tuck the tailbone. On 1, you're going to bring the hands down, fold. Inhale, look up. And our hands down, just step back, downward facing dog. Big sigh. Step the feet into the center, and then inhale, reach your right leg up high for 3-legged dog. Look forwards, bring your knee towards your nose, stack the shoulders over the wrists, and step the right foot through. Drop the left knee down, coming into your low lunge. Option 1 on fingertips if you've got any issues in lower back. Option 2, reaching all the way up. Shift the hips forward, press the back foot down, lift the belly. Good, and breathe. Energize the back leg. Hands are going to come down into heart center. Inhale. Exhale, hook the elbow on the outer edge of the right knee. Twisting, looking back behind you. Lift the chest. Palms right at the center of the chest. Holding here. Legs staying stable. Good, and then look forward. We're going to transition to warrior 2. So come back into center, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, turn the back heel down as you windmill the arms open. You're in your warrior 2 now. Opening the arms out wide, nice deep bend through the front knee. Good, reaching out through fingertips, energy through the arms, spiraling the thighs in opposite directions. Good, and then you're going to look down, you're going to frame the front foot with the hands, and from here, launch yourself into your standing split. So, lifting onto the back heel and lifting the left leg up nice and high. You might need to bend the standing leg, that's fine. If you've got the balance, you're going to take one hand around one calf and just gently encourage your chin towards the shin. Holding here. And then both hands will come down to the mat. You'll take a big step back. And from there, you can take your vinyasa, so top foot steps back. You come into plank, vinyasa. Step the feet into the center. Inhale, the left leg is going to sweep up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. And then step your left foot in between the hands. We drop the right knee down. Either option for your low lunge. So remember, it's either fingertips down, lifting the chest, or reaching the arms up. Stay here. Slightly lift out of the hips, pull the belly in, away from the front thigh. Energy through the back leg. And then hands are going to come into heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Find your twist. Looking back behind you. Good, now we're going to see if we can easily transition back into that warrior two. Back toes touch, and we spiral up and open. Good, we're going to hold here. You're going to want a nice long stance through the feet. And then windmill the hands down, launch into your standing splits. Find your balance, and then see, maybe you can bring one arm, one hand around the calf, maybe left hand around the left calf. Both hands come down, we take a big step. And from here we can Vinyasa. Take your time with the Vinyasa, use your breath, reconnect with your rhythm. Good, now from your downward facing dog, inhale, you're going to look forward, and you're just going to step your right foot in between the hands, back heel down. We're coming into warrior one for a longer hold this time. So reach up, looking up, pressing the front knee forwards and slightly out to the right, angling your chest towards the front edge of the mat. Make sure your back heel is pressing down into the mat. Hands are going to come into heart center, and from here we move to warrior three. I am going to have to shuffle back so I don't headbutt the plants. So from your warrior one, you shift your weight into your front foot, and you just start to lift up, coming into that capital letter T shape, extending your left leg away from you, holding here. Turn the lifted toes down towards the mat. So maybe a slight bend through standing leg for stability. Use the strong legs. Good, and then inhale, without letting the foot touch the ground, bring the left knee into the chest. From here, grab a hold of your left knee with the left hand, open the knee out and move your foot into tree pose. Sole of the foot to the thigh, hands to heart center. If it's not staying on the thigh, let it slide down the leg to the calf. Lift the chest. Maybe you can start to lift the arm. Good, and then hands back to heart center. And then just release the left foot and step your feet as wide as your hips. From here, you're going to hold on to your waist. Inhale, make sure toes are pointing forwards. Look up. And then exhale, hinge forwards. We're coming into Padangusthasana. So you might bend the knees here. Try to sandwich your belly towards your thighs. And then loop the first two fingers and thumb around the big toe. Inhale, looking up. And then exhale, fold over the legs. If you've got the flexibility, you might start to straighten your legs. However, you might want to keep your belly towards your thighs. I'm struggling this morning, feeling very tight, so I'm going to keep my knees slightly bent. Good, and then you're going to inhale, look up, release the hands and move through your vinyasa, meeting back in our downward facing dog. Looking forwards, inhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Right heel comes down, warrior one. Reach up. Holding here, just finding stability. Good, and then hands are going to come into heart center, and we see if we can easily transfer into warrior three. Kick the leg away, slightly lift the chest out of the hip. Holding here. And then inhale, right knee is going to come up into the chest without touching the mat if you can. And coming into your tree pose. Hands come to heart center, lift the chest. Good, and then from here we release. Feet about as wide as your hips. Hands into the waist, sorry. Inhale, look up. And exhale, folding back into Padangusthasana. If you want to take it into Padahastasana with the palms of the hands underneath the feet, you can do so. It's a personal preference at this point. Good, then inhale, look up. And from here, we're just going to bend the knees and really, really slowly release the feet. And see if you can just come down onto your bum and straight into your boat pose, Navasana. So lifting your feet parallel with the mat for this first round. For three, reaching the arms forwards. 2, 1, we're going to see if we can come into our squat. Good, holding here. And then letting yourself sit back down. This time maybe straightening your legs. For 3, 2, 1, cross the ankles, roll forwards and step back or jump back through your vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. From your down dog, look forwards, step or jump, sit down. Extend the legs forwards and we're moving into our Paschimottanasana. So you may want to sit on something to give you a little bit of lift through the hips. You want to sit on the edge of it. You want to squeeze your legs into the center, chest up, lifting the arms, toes point up towards the sky, and then start to reach forwards. Maybe you can grab onto the toes. Maybe you're going to grab onto the thighs. Inhale, lift the chest. Try not to round the spine or the shoulders. And then exhale, start to fold. Don't worry if you're not going down as far as you usually do, or maybe you're going down further than you ever have before. Whatever you're doing, whatever the depth, try to connect with the breath, maybe even close the eyes. And then inhale, lift the chest and release. From here, bring the soles of the feet together, coming into your Baddha Konasana. Pull the feet in a little bit closer, interlace the fingers over the toes. Inhale again, you're going to lift your chest, press the knees away from you, and then exhale, start to fold over your legs. Again, you don't need to go very far, as long as you're feeling some sensations. Breathe into the sensations, breathe into the opening through the groin. And then just start to lift yourself back up. And from here, we're going to come into our Sukhasana. This is basically just a cross-legged seat. So bring your ankles underneath your knees. And from here, we're going to take our twist. So right fingertips come behind us. And then the left hand comes over the right knee. Lost my words there for a minute. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, just start to move through your twist. So in each inhale, lift the chest, and at each exhale, twist a little bit further. And then look forwards and release the twist. Coming onto the other side, so right hand onto left knee, left fingertips behind. Roll the shoulders open, lift the chest, and then exhale, start to find your twist. Good, and then look forwards, release. From here, take a big inhale, and exhale, we're just going to fold over our legs, bringing the elbows down if you can. If not, hands just stay up on the mat. If you can fold fully, then fold. Your head could be dangling in the air, that's fine. And slowly just starting to walk your hands back. And from here, we are going to come into our shoulder stand before we finish the class. So you want to move your prop out from underneath you. If you're not fancying shoulder stand for whatever reason, you can come up to your legs up against the wall. You're also welcome to do your headstand or any other inversion that you know. So you can lie down on your back to come into your shoulder stand. You want to bring the palms down by the sides of the body, roll the shoulders away from the ears, lift the legs, and then press the hands down and come up in a straight line, supporting your body with your hands. We're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. 1, point the toes, spiral the thighs inwards. 2, shuffle the elbows closer if you can. 3, lift the chin away from the chest. 4, and then on 5, you're going to bend both knees and bring your knees down onto your forehead. If you've got plow pose, extend the legs. If not, just keep the knees onto the forehead. For 3, closing your eyes. 2, on 1, extend the arms down the mat And use your arms as a brake, use your core to really slowly roll down the mat, coming all the way down to lie on your back. Good, and from here, just give your knees a bit of a hug in, a bit of a squeeze, baby rockings from side to side. Good. Big inhale. Big exhale. And start to extend your legs down the mat into Shavasana. When you come into Shavasana, just slightly tuck the shoulder blades together behind the back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Let your feet just flop out. There's absolutely no engagement in the body, no resistance to the mat. Just letting yourself relax, soften, melt down onto your yoga mat. Eyes are closed, eyeballs feel heavy, eyelids are smooth. Let your jaw relax. Let your breathing become really effortless. The breath might feel almost shallow. The main point is we don't need to focus our minds on breathing anymore. We can just allow our body to fall into its natural sense of relaxation as it resets itself after the practice. Maybe you can notice a sensation in your body, feeling of tingling or lightness, relaxation in the limbs. And just enjoy taking this time for yourself, replenishing your energy, recentering yourself inside. Slowly you're going to start to deepen your breath, taking some small movements through your fingers and toes. You might turn your head side to side, you might take a stretch. And then you're just going to roll over onto one side and stay lying on your side. And then from there, use one hand and push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once you get up to a seat, bring the palms together at the heart center once again. You might just slowly bow your head towards your hands. And again, just shifting back to our focus right at the beginning of class, just checking in, asking ourselves how we're feeling and what do we need. And it's not a purely selfish exercise, because when we meet our own needs, then we're better able to be present for the people around us. When you're ready to, we'll close the class with one deep sigh. So inhaling through the nose and let everything go. And then blinking your eyes open, coming back and coming back into your day. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know, and I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Thank you.